Cal Shanahan, I was considering when he left Washington Redskins, well, and when they were the Redskins, and when he went to Cleveland around that time. This is before he came down for the Falcons. Uh, I felt like I wouldn't necessarily say he was a quarterback guru because around that time he didn't have many quarterbacks under him that was he was still a young coach at the time. But um I paid attention to the Washington and RG3 situation, just like how I paid attention to the Trey Lance and Garoppolo and situation. Because what people have to realize is before Trey Lance showed up, I think before and after Garoppolo, because before Garoppolo came, San Francisco had success, but they were going through quarterbacks. I can't remember. I know they had Mullen back then and different guys, but I can't really specifically name all of the guys. But they had a few quarterbacks that they had been going through before Garoppolo and after, especially after Garoppolo had his leg injury that year, where people were questioning if he was hurt too much, but that's why they went out and got Trey Lance because they felt like they needed some quarterback security. And I think Brock Purdy was a good pick, and he was just going to be insurance, and he turned out to be better than most expected. But what I've come to find out about Kyle Shanahan, uh, and I was actually a guy who defended Kyle Shanahan when he was in Atlanta, as far as having some kind of grumbles and troubles with Matt Ryan that first couple of years. They was kind of having frictions and stuff like that. But my thing is this about Kyle Shanahan. He has a history of grabbing a running quarterback, a dual threat quarterback, and then when he gets to dual threat quarterback, he's like, I like the guy, but he just it seems like when the guy gets hurt, he throws him like away kinda. If the guy gets hurt one time or anything, it's like he's like, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a dual threat quarterback, but um I would say it's good problems to have multiple quarterbacks. But dude, if you go back and look at the RG3 and Cousins situation, um, Cousins didn't necessarily because after a while they start going Cousins didn't necessarily help you keep your job. RG3 helped put you on the map as far as the system they were running at the time. People didn't think that it was capable of in being in the NFL, and they helped break through a lot of those bowls as well. But I don't like how he runs through quarterbacks this much. It's not really a ideal situation because you just dude you spent three first rounds on Trey Lance and then a couple of years later you give him away for a fourth. That's not a good general manager. That's not a good general manager because you got to understand you've already made trades for guys like Garoppolo. So now, not only are you getting late round quarterbacks and starting them, you're trading for quarterbacks and you're starting them. Then you're reaching for quarterbacks in the second, third round. I feel like they're not having enough time they're not gonna have enough time with quarterbacks to keep them around because uh they like if they see something better coming around or if they feel like especially if like Purdy. I wouldn't say Purdy is more like a super dual threat. He would be more considered a system quarterback than Trey Lance would be. Trust me. Same way with Kirk Cousins when he came in. He was more built for the system than RG3 was that Shannahan had. But if you look, and you just grow through because they did this with Hoyer in Cleveland when Hoyer was playing with the Browns. I think that was Josh Gordon's last big year. But I don't like the carousel for a quarterback because San Francisco's always in the thick of things, but it's always seeming like they have a quarterback issue going on. And if you're trading up three first rounds and all this other stuff for a quarterback, and you're not even keeping him through the rookie contract, that's bad business. That's gonna have like that's gonna have a lot of people looking. I don't know. That's almost like because Johnny Manziel wasn't even on the team that long. So to trade a guy like 1 or 2 years into his rookie contract, that's scary, man. We would consider that like, okay, well, Brock Purdy, he's playing good. I mean, yeah, I like Brock Purdy. I'm an Iowa State fan. I know who Brock Purdy is, but 3 first rounds, just quit on a guy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, cause like, okay, let's just say if you don't like the quarterback that plays next year, what if you're not satisfied with that? Because Jimmy G went to the Super Bowl. So what are we gonna? So what are you gonna be more satisfied with? Is the second round of the playoffs? Is getting kicked out the first round? Is that gonna be good enough for you? Is that not gonna be enough? You see what I'm saying? I don't. Let's just hope San Francisco isn't chasing expectations because trying to find something quick this year or next year, and you already have a team that's building. And I'm pretty sure that the guys, they're like, oh, the guy Purdy probably has the locker room more than most quarterbacks does. So that exceeds everything. But I'm just saying, as far as the general manager, if you're gonna spend those three first rounders could have been linemen or they could have been anything. So you can't just be handing out first round picks and then getting nothing from it when you already had guys on your team or you already had quarterbacks lined up. But I hope it all works out. If it does work out, that'll be the first time it worked out for Kyle Shanahan in a quarterback situation like this.